Greetings, my name is Alien, Superman, Station Master, West Screen, and Steve, who is the real one. So, what have I got here today? Oh, that's my grandson crying. This is my little scratch-built pug I was given. I got going. I bought new Slater's wheels because they were, and I just bushed the bearings because the axles on these are 1/8 instead of 3/16. So anyway, it goes, and as a DCC, as an analog, I've got this little gauge master controller, and if I turn this on, it goes forward. Now, for those who don't know, when you're building a loco, there's a DC convention which says if that rail is positive and that is negative, the loco must go that way. And obviously in DC, if you turn it round, it doesn't matter. If I turn this round, it will still go that way. It's supposed to do that. Yeah, so it's supposed to do that. Let's just turn this back again. Now I know it's positive because I checked it on my multimeter. That is critically important, especially if you're on a double head and if you put it around the wrong way, the two locos will either push into each other or pull themselves apart. So that is critical. Anyway, let's turn this off. So what I'm going to do, I managed to get hold of, this isn't new but it works, this is a TCS KAM4 decoder. So I'm going to run it on DCC, yes. Now, you can see I've extended these wires because these were cut off. There's lots of wires on this, I'm only interested in 4. These ones do your lights and all the other gubbins, which I'm not interested in. So I've nicked them off, they're already short. And I'll put a piece of heat shrink over there. That leaves me 4 wires. It leaves me with, I've had to extend these too. So I've got a red and black, and I've also got an orange and grey. Now, red and black go to the track. Orange and grey go the other way. That's the way I remember it. Red and black to the track, orange and grey to the other way. What is the other way? The motor. So red and black go to the track or the pickups, and orange and grey go to the motor. So here's the chip. I've got red and I've got black. Here I've got orange and grey. So I can't remember how you draw a motor now. Anyway, that's my motor. This is the track. Now when you get a DCC chip from the factory, there's 2 things which it's defaulted for. Firstly, the DCC number in it will always be number 3, which you changed. You could leave it as number 3, but you change it to a 2 or a 4-digit number. This will be changed because this loco is 57. Why didn't I name it 0057? No, I'll just put it 57. Simples. I do use 4-digit numbering, like 61139, which has now got a chip in it. That's also going to be programmed up. I think that's on 3 at the moment. I'll put it on my test track and I'll make it 1139. I dropped the 6 because most of my locos start with a 6, so I no need to put that. That's a given. Anyway, let's get to this. For those who don't know, and by the way, I want you to know straight away, you're talking to a genius. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm not a genius. I'm just a hack. Anyway, so the track. So basically, red and black to the track, orange and grey the other way. Right. That's I made that up, I think. But anyway, that's how I remember it. Now, if you put this, if I just connect this up, as far as that motor is concerned, it just sees DC. The chip, it doesn't know is there. It doesn't care, right? Even on DCC, it doesn't know. It's looking for DC. But when I put this on the track and I run it on DC, it's almost as if this chip doesn't exist. It's almost as if like that. It doesn't know. You can turn this off. You can turn one of the functions off or on or whatever it is. It's in CV29, and you can make it so it doesn't operate in DC, only on DCC. But this operate at the moment. I defaulted this chip. Factory defaulted it. So if I connect that up, it will run. Now, let's get back to this. When I connect this up, I can connect that up one way or that up one way. So the first thing I'm going to do is hook this up, orange and grey to the pad underneath, and red and black, orange and grey to the motor, red and black to the pickups. And then I'll see which way it runs. This is important. If it runs the wrong way, then it means that I have to twist, I have to change one pair of wires. So one pair of wires over it to make it run the right way. Now, the other thing is, DCC, unlike 2-rail DC, but more akin to 3-rail, as you know on 3-rail, Hornby 00, if you turn the loco around, the loco, because you haven't changed the polarity, the loco will go the direction it was. So if you've got a chimney first and it's going one direction, when you turn it round, it will go chimney first in the other direction. And it's the same with DCC, because you've got a forward and reverse on your controller. So you have to get that right so that it goes in the right direction. You don't look, to be honest, you cannot bother about it, because another function within the chip is you can make forward reverse and reverse forward, but I prefer not to do that, so I'll correct it so it's working in the default chip position. How do I do that? If I turn this up, if I turn this round and it runs on DC, that's good. If I run it on DCC and it runs the wrong way round, I've got to change the orange and grey. But if I do that, that will be fine for DCC, but it will then work the opposite way on DC. So once you've got it right for DC, if you have to swap it round, you swap both round. That way DC is right and DCC is correct. So I'm going to hook this up now and we're going to see how it goes. Wired it all up. Where am I? There's my red and black to the track. Orange, no, it's orange there, but it is red there because I didn't have any orange. But anyway, I know it's orange. So orange and grey the other way, or to the motor. Now, for those who don't know, you should never ever mix up the input and output. If one of the wires to the motors touches the input, either the black or the orange or grey touch the track, you'll blow that chip up. I know, not because I'm wise. Well, I am wise. I'm wise because I've done it. So let's put this on the track. Now, there's two possibilities. Well, there's a few possibilities. One, it's not going to go because I've done something wrong, or the pickups are dodgy, or it will go the right way or the wrong way, or better still, there's the right way, the wrong way on the model railway. That's a joke. So it's vitally important that this wire here doesn't touch. So let's turn this on. Please go. Hey, look at that. It works on DC. if I turn this round, it will go the other way because it's now, sorry, if I turn that round, it will still go the same way. Because as far as this to DC, this chip isn't here. It's just not there. But on DCC, now the other possibility is now, when I put it on my programming track, I'll get it to go forward. Alright, it's running, still running because this is a keep alive chip. It's got capacitors in it. So if I put it on, and I put it forward and it runs the wrong way, I've got two options. One, I swap both pairs of wires around, which means it will still be right in DC, but the output to the motor on DCC will be the right way, because it obviously that's only DC and this is AC. So if you turn it around on DCC, the input to the motor is the same. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and put it on the test track. So here I've got up my DCC rolling road. This is set to forward. What loco have I got in here? 3. Hang on. I thought I had... Yeah, look at this. It's running the wrong way. Now I can fix that. I can simply swap both the input and the output round, which means the DC, because I've changed both round, it will still be the same. But what I can do, I've also got to program this, I've got to put number 57 in, but I can also change the CV value, and I think it's got a CV value of 6 in here at the moment. 4 means it works. Hang on, wait a minute, what does 4 mean? It's got a value of 4 and 6. One allows it to work on DC. Can't remember the other ones. But anyway, bit 1, or first bit, if that is a 0, it runs the right way. If you change it round, if you put bit 1 in, it will run in reverse. Let me just check. Okay, I've just checked. So the CV29, it's got 8 bits, but the bits go from 0 to 7. Bit 2, if that is, which is equal to a value of 4 in decimal, that allows it to run on DC, and that's on. Bit 1 is set to 2. That is the speed steps. It allows it to run at 4, either 14 or 14 or 28 bit steps. I think that's it. Or is it 128? Maybe it's 28, and anyway. So that means 6. Bit 0 is off, so that means we've got a value of 6 in here. If I make bit 6 a 1, which means that CV value's got a value of 7, this will run in the right direction. So I'm going to try, I hope that makes sense to you all. I'm going to try it. So here's what we do. I'll turn this off. Oh, let's just go down. Okay, that's turned off. Now this is a test track, programming track. So I've got a little switch here. I'll put it onto track. Oh, let's hope this comes out all right. I'll try and hold it still. So I'm going to go to programming track. Programming, local on main. I'm going toggling this. Programming track, so enter. Programming track, I'm going to do 1 standard. It will read the chip. Takes a while. $153, so it's reading the chip. That's the manufacturer. There'll be a code somewhere, and it says version is what is it? 88. Enter. Activate short address. I'm going to use short address, so I'm going to put in 1. Now it's got 3 in there, so I want to make that 57. So if I go 5, 7, hit enter, Activate this address, 1. I've now changed it to a long address. I don't want a long address. Activate this address, no. So just hit enter. Keep going round. CV number. I said 29. This is where you can change the direction and whether it works on DCC or not. Or DC. So I've hit 29. And it tells me the address in there is 6, which I said it was. I've got 4 and a 2, but I want 4, 2 and bit 0 to be a 1. So if I put in 7 in there, hit enter. I've finished all this, so let's see how I go. I'm getting out of the programming. There you go. So if I can switch this back to the track. Now it's still got 3 in there, so that should, hopefully, that doesn't work. So I select loco, and I'll put 57. Hit enter. And we're going in forward. Now before, forward was reverse. Please don't make a liar of me. Look at that. It runs on 57. And it's running in the reverse. It's running forward because I've told the chip to change the output. Okay, some of you are thinking, why do I bother? Why don't I just stay with clockwork or DC? I mean, it's not that hard, but anyway. So I've done it. Let's go and put the body back on. So I just put the body back on. Got it inside. Let's run in reverse. And it runs forward. So let's go and take it outside and give it a run on my layout. I can't run it too much because the layout's a mess. Geniuses don't make messes. That's why I'm not a genius. Here we go, running on DCC. Put it in reverse. Runs pretty slow. It's off. There we go. Probably have to adjust some of the motor functions. So it runs on both. It's all finished now. I've got a DCC controlled pug with an address of 57. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, happy with that. Another job done. Got to get back to the A4. What I'm waiting on for the A4, I need some taps, some BA taps. I didn't have any. So I've ordered a 6, 8 and a 10. I tried to go to 12. You can't seem to get them here in Australia. And then I got into one company and said they're not supplying them from Britain. Even in Britain, they seem to be pretty hard to find, the 12 BAs.